When healthy, we know Steph Curry is the best point guard in the NBA by far. 3 NBA championships led the Warriors to 5 straight finals, revolutionized the game, and he's really the reason why the three-point shot is the focal point of almost every team's offense in the league, and why if you can't hit threes, it's going to be hard to thrive in this league. In my opinion, 2 through 4 are Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, and Damian Lillard. Not in any specific order, and also assuming Luka Doncic and LeBron James are listed at some other position. At this point in their careers, Kyrie Irving, Russ, and Damian Lillard have established themselves as real stars in the league. It's a guard-driven league, and that's one of the main reasons why they thrive in it. 3 Tier 1 point guards. We know what they could do on the court, all being fascinating and fun to watch. These 3, including Steph Curry, are the epitome of the new age point guard. Back in the day, point guards really only asked to do one thing, which was to facilitate. They generally still have this responsibility, as most point guards are the main playmakers for their squad, but have an added freedom to score. These 4 guys all being the cream of the crop of the new age point guard in today's league. Picking one to be my pick for point guard out of Kyrie, Damian, Russ if I would own my own team is pretty difficult. They all have their pros and cons, all being different and bringing different things to the game to their respective teams. Who has been the best season is between Russell Westbrook and Damian Lillard, with Kyrie battling with injuries throughout the whole 2019-20 season. His first season with the Brooklyn Nets. Out of the 20 games he did play, he averaged 27, 6, and 5 with 1 steal per game on great efficiency. We all know we could hoop though. It's about if you can stay on the court, stay healthy. Who would you pick for your team if you had to make the choice? Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, or Damian Lillard? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is obviously one of the best point guards in the NBA today with his dazzling handles and shot creation. He's one of the most skilled players. At this point in Kyrie Irving's career, everyone knows how good he is. There's no denying his game. He was LeBron's number 2 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, helping him to an NBA championship, which was the first in Cleveland in 52 years. Becoming the first NBA team to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals versus the 7-3-9 Golden State Warriors. As great as Kyrie Irving is, he has a few issues. I want to preface this by saying I don't think Kyrie Irving is a bad guy or a bad teammate, but every team he's been on, there has been some type of rumored locker room issues, a lot of times surrounding Kyrie Irving. Now, I know the media can definitely blow things out of proportion, and they have the power to do that. At this point, they can really paint any narrative they want over Kyrie Irving and have a lot of people believe it as truth because of what he's done over his career and all the rumors that have been surrounding him. It's easy to incriminate him and make him look like the bad guy in every situation he is in, which is a lot of the time not the case. And again, I'm not saying he's a locker room cancer at all, but every team he's been on, there seems to be rumors, which is a problem if he's one of your stars, which is obviously going to be if you have him on your team. This is one of 2 reasons why I wouldn't choose Kyrie Irving over the other 2 point guards, Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook. Like I mentioned earlier, Kyrie Irving was the perfect number 2 for LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was exactly what they need, playmaking-wise, and obviously scoring was elite for them. It's going to be elite for any team he's on. LeBron let him do his thing and had no problem deferring to Kyrie Irving in certain moments, especially in the clutch. This was as good of a situation as Kyrie was going to get, but maybe not in Kyrie's eyes. When he re-signed with Cleveland, he expected to be the man, the number 1 for years before LeBron came back, the golden boy of the franchise. Then that was all destroyed when LeBron James returned home. Even after LeBron James and Kyrie Irving won a championship together, Kyrie's original gripe with the king returning home resurfaced. Again, he wanted to be the man, he wanted to have the ball in his hands at all time, and really give Cleveland the hero they needed after LeBron left them in 2010. In the 2017 offseason, Kyrie Irving demanded a trade away from Cleveland. He wanted to be traded somewhere where, again, he could be the man. There's one problem with this. Kyrie Irving is great, but he can't lead the team to a championship as a number 1. He's great as a number 2, but one step below that circle of players, that small circle of players, who could be the best player on a championship team. Talking about LeBron James, Steph Curry, KD, Kawhi Leonard, that small circle of players. Kyrie Irving isn't in that tier 1 circle of players. It's very, very few guys in there. There's been locker room rumors with all of Kyrie's teams, and again, not saying he's always the problem. We'll see how he handles the number 2 role with his best friend KD in Brooklyn. But his want to be the guy, be the main star is definitely fair for any NBA player. But this combined with the injury problems has me crossing Kyrie Irving off the list out of these 3 point guards. I'm trying to explain myself without sounding super negative about Kyrie Irving, but the uncertainty in the locker room and his health has me crossing him off the list. I still really like Kyrie Irving, but the uncertainty he brings to his teams has me taking him out of consideration, out of himself, Russell Westbrook, and Damian Lillard. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is one of the NBA's best point guards. 3 straight seasons of averaging a triple-double, including MVP season 2017 of averaging 30, 10, and 10. Insane. Averaging a 30-point triple-double for any player is crazy. He made history that season. Every night Brody is going to bring it, never selling his teammates or his fans short when it comes to effort and hustle. You get elite scoring, slashing, passing, and rebounding with Russell Westbrook. We see an even better version of him with the Rockets small ball, with plenty of space to drive in, plenty of space to create for him. But like Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook has a couple issues. When you have stars on your team, you want to be able to trust them at all times and the biggest moment in the playoffs when it really matters. Can't really say this about Russell Westbrook. In the 2017 first round, after he won an MVP, we saw Russ average 37, 12, and 11 as the Rockets beat his OKC Thunder. He shot 39, 27, 80 as his shooting splits, not great. His first playoff since KD left him. Great numbers, but on bad efficiency. The next year, OKC lost in 6 to the Utah Jazz, led by 21-year-old rookie Donovan Mitchell, as Russ averaged 29, 12, and 8 on 40, 36, 83 shooting splits. In 2019, he went against Damian Lillard. We all know how that ended, with Dame's crazy game winner and waving goodbye to the OKC Thunder. You see a pattern? Stars like Russ reach a point in their career where pretty regular season numbers are not only expected from the player, but become heavily downplayed by the media and fans because they've been doing it for so long without really performing consistently in the playoffs. We see this with his teammate Harden this year. He averaged 36 points per game last year, James Harden, and no one is batting eye at his 35 a game this year. Westbrook has reached this point when if he shows out in February but falls in the playoffs, nobody really cares in hindsight. He becomes so great to the point where nothing but greatness is expected and accepted. Harden, Westbrook, Anthony Davis are examples of this. Even after Giannis won the regular season MVP last year, the Raptors shut him down in the playoffs, and then that became more of a story than his MVP season. Russ hasn't shown me consistent production in the playoffs, and now has the most playoff woes compared to Kyrie and Dame. Like I said, I can't trust Russell Westbrook as a playoff performer. I'd rather have my playoffs hopes riding on my point guard being Damian Lillard or Kyrie Irving rather than Russell Westbrook. This combined with his terrible 3-point shooting has me crossing Russell Westbrook off the list. He has a mid-range and can get to the basket with the best of them, but with the lack of a 3-point shot, that definitely hurts him as a point guard in today's league. Everyone knows that. He's thriving in the Rockets small ball system with the open paint, but he needs all the shooters Houston has to be at his best. Daryl Morey and Michael D'Antoni had to buy completely into Westbrook's style of play to unlock this version of him. You can't do this every team. Just run players 6, 7, and under. Russell Westbrook is either my favorite or second player in the league, but the fact that I can't trust him in the playoffs over Dame or Kyrie, combined with 0 3-point shot, has me crossing him off the list, second behind Kyrie Irving. Damian Lillard. When it's Dame time, there's nothing he could do. He had that crazy stretch of 61, 47, 50, 36, 48, then 51 early this season. A mix of shot creation, playmaking, and just being able to hit clutch big shots. We saw him go head-to-head with Russell Westbrook in the first round of the 2019 playoffs, averaging 33-6 with 2.5 steals with 40 minutes per game versus OKC Thunder, leading them to a 5-1 win over Russ and PG's OKC Thunder, dropping 50 in the last game, waving goodbye to OKC, sending them home. Looking at the other side, Russell Westbrook averaged 23, 11, and 9, which is good, but on 36, 32, 86 shooting splits. Now ragging on Russell Westbrook's playoff woes. Now let's look at Dame. Dame isn't that crazy consistent season in, season out type of elite playoff performer either. I want to be as fair as possible here. He had very good playoff run last season in my opinion, averaging 27 on solid efficiency, especially looking at him as a first option on a Blazers team that went to the conference finals. And these stats were over 16 games. His Blazers ended their run with being swept by the Golden State Warriors. KD didn't play in the series, but I don't think anyone is getting mad or blaming Dame for being swept by the Warriors. A lot of teams would be. But to be completely fair, he completely folded in the 2018 playoffs, a year earlier. His Blazers were swept by AD's Pelicans, and he averaged a terrible 18.5 points on 35, 30, 88 shooting splits, while his man CJ McCollum averaged 25 on great shooting splits were 51% from the field, 42% from 3, 77 from the line. He pulled his weight great as a second option, while Dame, the guy supposed to be leading the team and the main guy, folded on them. I'm not ignoring this. I have to be fair to Russ and go at Dame's playoff woes just like I went at Russ. With this being said, I'm still taking Damian Lillard over Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving, especially if he's my second guy to the championship. I trust him more in that role than the other two. Kyrie has proved he can be a second guy and help a team to the championship, and he was incredible in that role with the Cavs, helping to the championship in 2016. But like I said earlier, he eventually came out as unhappy with that role, wanting his own team to be the man and always have the ball in his hands. Is Russell Westbrook ever really a second guy? Sure, his numbers might be lower than his supposed number one, but it's hard for him to suppress himself in big moments to the actual number one in the team with how intense and into the game he was, and is how much he wants to win all the time. A lot of times he does too much. This point is often brought up by Max Kellerman on First Take. With all this being said, out of Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, give me Damian Lillard all day. In conclusion, out of Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, and Russell Westbrook, give me Damian Lillard. If you guys want one of these 3 point guards for your team, which one would you choose? I would love for you to leave in the comments below so we could talk about it. I can respond to you, or it might be a different point guard than these 3. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a shot with Hoops Times 2. Subscribe if you love the NBA. Hit the like button if you like this video. Turn on post notifications to don't miss a video if you love NBA content. Peace out.